go. It's the second name that causes the problems. James Fleming has written 3 excellent books, but every time one comes out, it's his 007 connection that dominates any press coverage. He is, let's get it over with, the nephew of Ian Fleming, the Bond maker. With that piece of housekeeping out of the way, now we can talk about James's new book. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Just fine, thank you.
It's lovely to talk to you. White Blood, a very Russian novel. The plot concerns the time around the revolution. Can you fill us in briefly on the storyline?
Well, I'd just like to go back to the bit about Ian Fleming and just say that when the subject comes up, people all think, wow, what an advantage for a novelist. But, you know, it's not like that at all.
It's a pain in the neck.
It's a pain in the neck. Once they've made the association with Bond, you're sunk, really, because they expect your books to be like his, and if you're talking to them face to face, they expect you to look like Sean Connery.
I'm sure you do. I've seen the book cover. You don't look bad at all.
I don't wash my hair in Brill cream, you know. I'm better than Sean Connery. I'm better than he is.
Let's tell us about your book then. Let's concentrate on you.
Yes. Well, this is a first-class book. I'm writing at the top of my form here, and I can really say, move over, Mr. Bond, move over. And it's a book concerning the Russian Revolution, 1917, written in the first-person singular, with a Scottish man with a Russian mother called Charlie Doig, who is, I have to say, he's not a man for tea parties. It's not a gentle, easygoing book, as you would expect for the Russian Revolution. And he is, in fact, based upon a Wicker. Perhaps I shouldn't.
You better explain.
Okay.
A guy from Wick. Is that
a guy from Wick is a Wicker, and I had terrible difficulty with this man, Charlie Doig, getting him off the ground. As an eye person, you've got to really believe the man that you're dealing with. And then, in the middle of one night, I came up with the word concubine, and then I thought of Bidey Inn, and then I thought, he's a Wicker. And so this man, Charlie Doig, he's vulgar, he's loud, he's amusing, he's rampant, he's rancorous. He loves anything to do with the flesh, I have to say.
I should get up to Wick if that's what Wick men are like.
That's what Wick men are like, every one of them.
Now, you very kindly agreed to read a little bit from the book. Would you do that?
Yes, here is Charlie Doig, and he's just saying what his ambitions are. He's actually finishing the list of his ambitions, and he says, I have wanted a hot house and its dusky perfumes, bushels of women's flesh, and raw anchovies and French wines, to gorge myself on life, cramming everything in together with both hands, as a man out of the desert goes at a swag of grapes. And that's Charlie Doig. That's his ambition in life. And the book doesn't let up.
You relish writing that kind of prose, don't you? What does it do to you when you're sitting down? You just love words, don't you?
Well, it's not me, it's Charlie Doig. He's the man talking in this.
You give us an amazing insight into a world that we don't really hear an awful lot about. Animal and insect collectors at the beginning of the 20th century. It's like a mastermind specialist subject, isn't it? But they're amazing people. They must have involved quite a lot of research for you. Come on, you must have spent your life at the National History Museum.
Only one morning, the best morning I've ever spent research. And let me say, the head of the department, the beetle department, was what interested me, and the head of this department, a man called Martin Brendel, who has beetles named after him, and now has a fictional beetle named after him, which must make him unique in the world. He took me in, and the entire department gave me their morning most generously. I'd like to make that clear to the world. They gathered around and they said, you want a beetle in Burma? Let me construct it for you. And they did the whole thing, and they pulled out trays and trays of beetles for me to see the colours and everything. It was a marvellous time. Sensational.
It sounds like you're really hooked. Are you going to sustain this interest in the insect world, or was it just for the book?
No, I'm interested. I'm seriously interested.
Answer collectors. They live pretty exciting lives. Yet tough men, peripatetic
really
existence. Tell us about them.
Yes, we owe a great debt to them, I should say, because of great many of the skins of birds, for instance, that have now become extinct or are becoming extinct, and of many animals and insects and all sorts were collected around the turn of the century, 1900s, by these men who went out for months into the wilderness and then came back with their trays and bags and cases made out of balsa wood and all sorts of things. And a lot of them are still to be identified, actually, they told me, in the Natural History Museum.
Gosh. But these guys were basically crossing borders without passports.
No
It was
passports.
a fascinating, adventurous lifestyle.
No passports, just a little gun and often a blowpipe they would kill their prey with. so as not to damage them, you see, so as not to damage the skins. And then they'd have to skin the things in a hurry, you know, with the mosquitoes buzzing around their ears and the heat and everything. It wasn't for me. It wouldn't have been for me, this sort of thing.
You studied history, didn't you, at Oxford? But,
yes.
But you're not an adventurer, that's what you're saying.
I can commit murder at my desk. Put it like,
safest way.
Like that.
Now,
it's much the safest way.
I have to say, there's some really steamy stuff in this book as well, if you think it's all going to be about insects. There was one particular passage I had my producer red-faced with embarrassment reading it. You can't enjoy that, Nick. Yeah, well, I've got to say, that's probably made it much more readable. People are now thinking, wow, excellent.
Well, Charlie Doig is a wicker, you see.
That's all we have to say.
That's all we have to say.
Now, yes. James, you came to writing quite late. You were 50. Why wait so long?
Well, if I said to you that it's the Ian Fleming thing again, would you believe it? One feels surrounded by such talent, and the franchise of Bond is so enormous, you know, that, well, I felt unworthy of the thing. Does that make sense?
It does indeed, yeah. But what tipped the balance, though? What made you think, oh, stuff this, you can die waiting for the right opportunity?
I think I thought exactly that. Stuff this. I'll go and do it now, before I die.
I should mention you've got another famous uncle, Peter, a travel writer.
Yes. News from Tartary, I think, has been in print ever since it came out in 1936. People still lap it up, and of course it got another lease of life when people started, tourist parties started going to China, and that's what it's about. It's a trip from Beijing to Pakistan, north of Pakistan, in the 30s. Very dangerous indeed. Lovely book. I recommend it.
Sounds interesting. Now, tell us what's next for you, because I believe you work in Caithness, and you write in longhand.
I write in longhand. Am I the only person in longhand?
No, I don't think you are. I think Dame Muriel Sparks sometimes writes in longhand as well. You're in good company, I think. We
should make a club in that case, I think, of longhand writers. I write in longhand and then type it out afterwards.
So what's next? Can you tell us, have you got the outline for your next novel?
I thought some more of Charlie Doig.
Oh, wonderful. They're going to be more.
I thought some more wicker, some more rampant, rancorous behavior in the real heart of the Russian Revolution.
Producer's delighted about that. I can tell your tongue's hanging out now. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I'm sorry we had to mention the elephant in the room that is Ian Fleming.
Not at all. Can I just say that I'm actually signing copies of White Blood in Wick on Easter Monday?
You're going to be inundated. 2 o'clock at Simpsons and Wick.
2 o'clock at Simpsons and Wick on Easter Monday, yes.
They're going to be so grateful for that wonderful build-up you said about the Wick men. So thank you so much for talking to us, James. Lovely to talk to you.
Thank you for asking me. Thank you. Bye-bye.
James Fleming's book, White Blood, is published by Jonathan Cape.
To listen to Radio Scotland without a radio, try Freeview.